Anthony Kennedy's retirement will set in motion the biggest change in the U.S. Supreme Court in half a century. That's because Kennedy has often been the most influential justice, casting the deciding vote in closely divided cases.
This was Anthony Kennedy's court because you couldn't get a major issue decided really without his vote, almost without exception. If it was a critical, ideological, hot-button issue, it was up to him.
Justice Kennedy hand-delivered this letter to the White House today, calling it a respectful and formal notification that he intends to retire July 31st. Although Ronald Reagan put him on the court for his conservative credentials, he's been the swing justice for 12 years, ever since Sandra Day O'Connor retired. When Kennedy voted with the 4 conservative justices, the court upheld the Trump travel ban, gutted the Voting Rights Act, and allowed corporate money in politics. When he voted with the 4 liberals, the court cut back on the death penalty, declared that detainees at Guantanamo Bay have legal rights, and limited state crackdowns on immigrants. In one of his most influential actions, he wrote the landmark 2015 decision that struck down bans on same-sex marriage after writing a series of rulings on gay rights. A Trump replacement for Justice Kennedy would give the court a solid 5-vote conservative majority. The president's choice is sure to be far more conservative than Kennedy, as the first Trump nominee, Neil Gorsuch, has been in his first year on the court. A Kennedy departure could also put abortion rights in doubt. Although he voted for a ban on partial birth abortion, he has consistently supported the basic holding of Roe v. Wade. A Trump nominee would probably oppose it. Anthony Kennedy turns 82 next month and is the court's second oldest justice. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is 85. His retirement will end nearly 31 years of service on the Supreme Court.
Peter, let me ask you about the timing. Why is Kennedy leaving now?
Well, he said today he has a deep desire to spend more time with his family. And remember, he is a conservative. He's someone who's comfortable with President Trump and the kind of person the president would nominate to succeed him. He had Ivanka and her daughter up here after the inauguration. He's simply ready to step down.
And let me ask you about abortion rights and gay marriage with Kennedy gone. Could they be overturned?
So among the court's conservatives, only Clarence Thomas is on record opposing Roe v. Wade. And even if the other 3 conservatives join him, it's by no means certain that Chief Justice John Roberts would follow them and vote to overturn a precedent that's been on the court for 45 years.
Yeah, his retirement.
On gay rights, it is true there's some opposition in the country, but about 70% of Americans support it. And the court didn't make it the law of the land until it was already legal in 27 states. So I'd say a rollback there is unlikely.
This obviously the dominating the coverage is retirement, but Justice Kennedy did have a final big vote today, right?
Yes, he voted with his fellow conservatives, giving a big blow to unions that represent state and local government employees, saying that if they don't want to belong to a union, they don't have to pay any fees, including for the cost of collective bargaining, and that'll be a setback for union membership and influence.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.